as we say goodbye to the regular season with the ACC softball tournament right around the corner. It's game one between number 14 Florida State and Syracuse at Skytop Stadium coming up on ACC Network Extra. Florida State at the top of the card and Syracuse star-studded 1 through 9.
It never ends with this FSU lineup. Michaela Edenfield in that 5 spot, not a star necessarily, but important nonetheless.
Mackenzie Foster ranges over for the first out of the day, a fresh 7th in the country in batting average. Hits that one in the infield, and Kelly Breen for the second out.
What a start this is for Lindsey Hendricks, 2 up and 2 down.
Easy work. She has a great defense behind her that has played well towards the year, but they are so effective on the base pass. 74 steals and trying to just get runners on base and put them in motion. And there's a diving play that's underneath the glove of Olivia Pess. And we'll start to try to see those Seminoles on the base pass.
Good effort there from Liv Pess.
Effective against those left-handed hitters as she was last week against the Hokies. Gets a ground ball. Mackenzie Foster for the third out of the inning. So one runner is left on the base paths. SU still with 0 on the scoreboard. Another left-on-left matchup to open things off in the bottom of the first inning at Skytop Stadium. First pitch swinging is Lopez in the orange. An early base runner on the first pitch.
Love that first pitch swinging from Madeline Lopez. Wrapped as she gives the sign to Danley.
Gets the bunt down, Hasso bouncing off the circle, throwing in time for the out. Angel Hasso not a fan of it, but still moves a runner into scoring position.
She does, and that's the consolation. Beat some teams lost to some teams you wouldn't expect them to lose to, but has improved as the season's gone on.
Thought about it on the 3-1, and ranging over to make the play is Torres. Quickly 2 outs after the lead-off runner.
Got to take advantage of him.
Henley's fell behind in a lot of these batters early on. The 3-0 also misses, so a 4-pitch walk to Madison Knight. Now 2 runners aboard for Layla Morales Elves.
That was the old unintentions you get, and this is one of them.
A gritty Syracuse team. Their backs against the wall, trying to keep their season alive. 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and another off-speed pitch gets a swing and miss, and finger injury. Did catch a little bit against the Gators on Wednesday. Ball in the air. Ranging forward is Angel Hasso, calling off Pess for the first out.
Can't be comfortable.
A1 on your shoulders. Slapping it the other way, and a base knock for Florida State. Olivia Pess with the quick throw in, making sure that that can only be a single, but another runner on the base pass.
Kaylee Harding in the first, trying to do it again right here.
Janai Kerr, a very athletic player, and back-to-back base hits for the Noles. Throw out at third. Angel Hasso with the cannon from shallow center field. Flaherty not.
When you can keep the ball in front of you, it's massive to get outs like this, and it looks like Syracuse has one.
It was also funny when Coach Depking, when we talked to her after practice yesterday, how she said, and it does appear that we do have our official ruling, and it will stand. A great outfielder roaming in center. So now the 3-0 count, first base unoccupied. Due up next, Amaya Ross. Swinging on the 3-0, Rebecca Clyde had enough room and gets the out. Over 400, especially in your first season of collegiate softball, nothing to shy away from. Freshman matchup, Foster puts it in play as it trickles into the outfield. Shortstop for Syracuse due up. First pitch swinging and a base knock up the middle. So they're actually going to say that Foster was 12 different Orange players have had a long ball so far this year. Another first pitch swing, got enough glove on it. The underhand throw in time by Danley, and now just trying to make sure that the freshman southpaws out here at Newhouse in the broadcast digital journalism program. So I've gotten to know Rebecca very well over this past year, and just a great softball player, even better person. Beecham's throw will beat Clyde, and now prove for what they're able to do throughout this entire year. And Maya Ross off the glove of Rebecca Clyde, trying to get the throw, is not in time by Kelly Breen. So The number 9 hitter, Amaya Ross, now right around the team average, which is at 347. It's unreal to think about. Miscommunication. Madison Knight thought that she was going to stay at first instead of covering. So the Orange now allow 2 base runners after Kaylee Mudge, who hasn't allowed many base runners over this past week. Had a 2-0 record, a .5 ERA against one of the nation's best, and a big swing and a miss on the changeup, and will steal a bag. Amaya Ross with the head. Swing it with flame-throwing pitches, only 5 strikeouts, but limiting the walks. Doing a great job. Layla Morales-Elves makes the catch in foul ground. First pitch swinging was Harding, and now 2 down as Cuse will just get you with the high rise each and every time. So many pitches with finesse for Hendricks. And the first and third situation will result in an easy stolen base for Kaylee Mudge.
One that Syracuse doesn't even contest, and probably for good reason.
Trying to make sure you don't throw the ball all over the yard, but instead this one's hit in the yard. Long throw in, not in time, and first runs of the day, a 2 RBI single for Issa Torres. Another one of these freshmen coming up big for the Noles.
Syracuse had 2 opportunities with runners in scoring position and 2 out in the first and in the second inning. Florida State gets one of its own and cashes in. Just a looping single for Issa Torres, and no chance for Madeline Lopez to throw out the speedy Mudge.
So Mudge, the trailing runner, she gets her 31st run scored of the year. Torres now 49 RBIs. Another first pitch swinging for Edenfield, and Hasso makes the grab to end the top half of the third. But the Noles, they get 2. Registering out off of it.
Has not walked anybody as of yet.
Hitters count, and there it is. First walk issued since the first inning. Matt due up after that, just trying to cash in some of these base runners, and Hasso goes the other way. Throw in by Mudge. Make sure that now there's 2 runners aboard at first and second, but Angel Hasso, first Orange player to have over 40 RBIs since 2017. Another ball to Torres trying to get the double play. They will only get the runner at second. So now runners on the corners, 1 out for SU as they are still looking for their first run. Hit a home run against the Hokies. She was on ACC PM yesterday. The sophomore is trying to take this conference by storm. First and third play. Posner sliding in safely. Does have a good amount of steals on the season, and she
with 1 out and 2 on.
Madison Knight trying to stay hot at the plate for Cuse. Instead, it's a bouncing ball. It gets away to the backstop. Run will come in to score, and Madeline Lopez. Tag was applied late by Danley, and SU cuts the deficit to 1.
Well, Syracuse almost shot itself in the foot here because Madison Knight dropped her bat right in the lane where Madeline Lopez was coming down. Had to go around it and finally slide in, but all's well that ends well for the Orange.
So second drawn walk. The state program and how it's constructed. Danley trying to come up big. Drag bunt down, play at the plate. It was bobbled by Edenfield, and now going to third. Heads up base running by Gabby Lantier, and Layla Morales-Elves hits it about 10 feet. Doesn't matter. We're tied up at 2.
We'll see if they call that a single or a fielder's choice. Either way, Syracuse ties the game. And a great idea, right? You got speed on third with Taylor Posner. It's going to be a tough play if you get the bunt down. Jason E. Beecham did her best, and even if Edenfield makes that catch, she's not getting Taylor Posner out. Really good call by Shannon Depking on the SU bench.
Especially with for either of us. Nevertheless, it was called a fielder's choice for Layla Morales-Elves on that most previous bunt attempt, but did get the RBI. So now it's Schemmer at first, Lantier. A freshman battle. Danley and Foster pitch home, put into play. Mackenzie Foster, it falls. 1 run will score. Schemmer coming in. A 2 RBI single for the freshman in Mackenzie Foster. Takes a 4-2 lead.
I think she might have been out of the batter's box again. It looked like the runners were heading back to their bases, and the home plate umpire popped up right away.
So in comparison to her most previous at-bat, this one's much closer.
I mean, that
Right
was
on the
really
chalk.
right on the line.
Chalk also comes up. Danley's pitch put into play by Breen. Slow roller. Beecham's throw is on the money. So it looked like SU is going to take a 2-0 lead, and brings up a great point. If that's being called when the ball is not in play, it's a different story. Lindsey Hendricks and Rebecca Clyde, some miscommunication, and the glove flies off of Mackenzie Foster. And that's what Coach Depking talked about, throwing the ball all.
Error charge to Clyde.
First error of the day for SU that hits the plate, but coming up gunning, Layla Morales-Elves to get the out as the runner in Flaherty moves over to third. So now both teams playing a little bit of small ball pitches. Second time through the order, it already appears that the Seminoles are starting to read it much better. Full count once more. Hendricks called strike 3, second punch out of the day for Lindsey Hendricks.
Jason E. Beecham right after her.
3-1 pitch, thought about it, and now runners on the corners with 2 down, back to the top of the card with Kaylee Mudge, who has a single and has scored. Only third on the team in batting average, 50 hits on the campaign. Pitch misses high for Hendricks. Two down, 2 runners in scoring position. Big swing and a miss. Lindsey Hendricks comes up big again. Her 3rd strikeout and 2nd of the inning. She also mentioned one of her most favorite players that she's ever coached, just due to the fact of how great of a person she is. Big swing and a miss, though, on the changeup. That's been the go-to pitch with 2 strikes for Danley to get a swing and miss. 70th pitch upcoming to Clyde. Puts it in play, going the other way, and it's in the gap. Ranged well, as there was a change. Kerr going over to right field, and Rebecca Clyde. Our scorebooks all back to normal. Put into play by Foster, but it could be 2. The 4-6-3 double play to get out of the inning for FSU. Looks like
Too early, it's May still.
okay. I'd get burnt to a crisp right now if we weren't in studio. There's a 4-pitch walk to Beecham. Got to get the sun. It's due time. We had too much cloudiness. Command of this ace roll for the Orange. Put into play. Rebecca Clyde had some room for it. Gets the lead runner at second in Beecham. So playing back on it, Rebecca Clyde throws it over. Have to also think she did have that throwing error, so that throw. Hendricks pitch. Popped up. Another chance for Morales-Elves, and caught it breadbasket. Makes her 2nd catch in foul territory.
Wasn't up in the air.
The off-speed would really get along.
I think hers is better than mine.
Sky high at infield will be retired, caught by Madeline Lopez. So a seamless top of the 5th inning. It'll be Hasso, Posner, and Knight when we return. Had to get that thumb underneath, and even on her catching hand that's had some trouble, but the 3-1 bunt caught easily off the surface.
She throws harder than Hendricks does.
Posner just trying to put the ball in play, almost goes over the head of Ross and bobbles it, but still maintaining the catch for out number 2.
Oh, by the way, a freshman.
Yeah, right. The 2-2, another one. Well, it worked on the 2-1, might as well do it on the 2-2. That's her twice. 2 singles for her. Ball in the air, long run for Liv Pass, but the diving catch in foul ground. What a way to start off your senior weekend. So early out, another ball in left field. This one much easier for Liv Pass to corral, and 2 outs and just 4 pitches.
It's a cool moment for somebody like Pess, who you will not find a single.
The top of the lineup, and Kaylee Mudge. Pitch home. Number 80 is a little wild for Hendricks and a 2-out base runner for FSU. Harp on the season 6 for 6 in stolen base opportunities. Doesn't waste any time. The throw is there, but Foster not able to make it on a one-hop, and nice for the Noles. Pitch number 85 for Hendricks. Misses again, trying to steal third. The throw gets away by Morales-Elves. Putting pressure on the base pass. That's the name of the game for the Seminoles. And Harp comes in and does exactly that.
That's a killer if you're Syracuse. You almost got her at second on the steal. Accurate throw has her there as well, and it's a little high. That error might go on Rebecca Clyde. Play, but certainly close between Elves and Clyde on the error.
Ross on the ground, Breen's throw for the final out here of the 6th inning, but 2 stolen bases for Kennedy Harp. 90th pitch, ball into play, and it gets underneath the glove of Ross. So after having a great day, and Layla Morales-Elves thought some blunders so far for SU. Ball in play, Layla Morales-Elves rounding and interference, okay. So now that'll be a conversation for the umpires, as Layla Morales-Elves, even if she was just trying to round the bag, that is base runner interference.
I think the umpire argument and the FSU argument is there's no world in which he was actually going to second, so interference doesn't really count there, which is probably fair.
Kenzie Foster, she's already shown bunt, shows it again, gets it down. Beecham's throw for the out at first, but advancing the runner now to second base with 1 out in the inning, which is the game tying. Under 250, but here at home, it's above 300. She's done very well in Syracuse, but goes down on just 3 pitches. 4th punch out for Danley. Danley trying to keep this Seminole lead. Put into play, Vanessa Flores does just that. A bloop single, the throw at the plate, 1 hop, and being held up was Morales-Elves, not trying to be against a ranked Florida State team, one of her bigger at-bats of her career. Ball in play, and it drops. Rebecca Clyde coming up clutch. 1 run scores. Rebecca Clyde at second base. Bottom of the 6th inning, the 5th year, coming up clutch.
Well, there you go. 2 hits for Rebecca Clyde. A game tire in the 6th inning. Got in on the label, but got just enough of it. Put it in the perfect spot. Good effort by Janai Kerr out in right field. Never coming up with that one, though. And you bet that feels good both for Clyde and for Liv Pest coming in to score on their senior weekend. Come up with one of the biggest hits in program history, quite frankly.
First top 15 series win in program history earlier this week, trying to keep it going. A little half swing, and the catch made over at first by
a second just after the conclusion of this game 1. As Kaylee Mudge lines it to center, and Hasso makes the catch. What a grab by Angel Hasso of her unbelievable freshman season.
Another full count effort. Ball put into play. Rebecca Clyde on a 1 hop, and the throw in time. The 5-3 put out, and Jasani Beecham still look at least at the needs. Don't want to expand that strike zone. Full count. Hendricks, check swing, doesn't matter. See you later. Lindsay Hendricks goes 1, 2, 3 to the top half of this Seminoles lineup.
Been around the block a couple of times.
Has that experience in moments like this. Angel Hasso, first pitch swinging, ball gets away. Rounding and thinking about it, sliding safely back to first. The headlight gets on. Maltner, she's been held hitless today. 0 for 3, puts down a bunt. Posner's speed, thrown out, and no, safe. Ball popped out of the glove, and Angel Hasso is aware and goes all the way to third. And the 3-0 missing, so the second 4-pitch walk on the day for Madison Knight, and she gives a quick point.
Back-to-back lefties here, Morales-Elves and then Foster.
Syracuse has not beaten FSU since 2005. Ball in the infield will be registered as an out anyway. Coming in as a pinch hitter. And the 1-2 put into play. The Orange stay red hot. A walk-off winner for Angie Ramos, her 5th hit of the year, as the Orange walk it off against the number 14 team in the country. "23 straight losses to the Seminoles is erased with one swing of the bat."
Syracuse softball has now won 3 of its last 4 games against teams ranked in the top 15. Angie Ramos, fresh off the bench, gets it waist high and sends it right back where it came from. What a moment for Ramos, who lost her starting spot before the season to Taylor Posner. That's a big-time moment.
Pure elation for the Orange, who, with little expectations in the last 2 series against 2 of the best teams in the ACC, they play better when their backs are against the wall. And now 8 wins in conference play, the most ranked wins